Like many of our seasons in years past, year 12 has gotten off to a pretty poor start after a week 1 loss. Like many other games before this one, we had a pretty nice halftime lead by 14 points, and we completely and utterly blew it in the second half, getting outscored 28-0 the rest of the way. And our defense was not good. Our quarterback threw 2 picks. We threw the ball way too much and ran the ball way too little. And we could not stop their ground game. They had over 150 yards and only 24 carries for Benny Collins. He scores twice. And then Bryce Young runs for nearly 10 yards per carry, while we only hand the ball off about 11 times and could not muster more than 3 yards per carry in total. In fact, it was less than 3 by the end of the game. DeAndre Higgins came in place of 2 of our top 3 receivers who were injured in week 1 and had 2 grabs, including 1 big, nearly 60-yard-long touchdown. Martez Kyle played pretty well, but Deontay McCoon, he got the ball quite a bit, but we just could not move the ball in that second half. We went through it at least 2 times, and we just completely blew a really solid halftime cushion. And we got to play better here against the Cowboys here in week 2, because most teams that start 0-2 end up missing the playoffs, and we are trying to get right back to the 1 seed and get back to the Super Bowl after a pretty disappointing collapse in last year's playoffs. So this week 2 game on the road at Jerry World matters a whole lot to the rest of this season. We're going to have a fully healthy offense and defense going into this game against Dallas. We also got to face one of our greatest players of the entire franchise, Trevor Alford, who left as a free agent in last year's offseason. And he's been with the Cowboys for just over 1 year, entering his second. And he's coming off a pretty big game where he had 8 grabs for over 100 yards and a touchdown after a 1,000-yard, 11-touchdown season in his first year with the Cowboys. For us, he was an electrifying player. He was the go-to number 1 receiver for many years. Even when he was hurt, he ended up putting up really good numbers. And he has found a new home in Dallas. And it's going to be our first game against him since he left us. They've also got one of the top middle linebackers in football, in Tucker Andrews. In games against him in years past, he has picked us off a couple of times. They've also got 2 really good tackles with Graves on the left side and Adam McLeod on the right side. The quarterback is Steven Tobias, who played behind, I believe, Dak Prescott for, 1 year and has started ever since Dak retired. And they have a really good offensive line. They've got some really good receivers. Pierre James is their number 2 at 84 overall. So we cannot come into this game and think that we're going to win. We have to come in and expect it to be quite a battle, and both sides of the football have got to show up, especially in the trenches. Because if not, we're going to lose, just like week 1. Dallas comes in 1-0. We obviously come in 0-1, and this is going to be a really tough game. The Cowboys offense had a really promising week 1 performance. They were pretty good last year. They ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs. Kind of like we did with our first playoff game last year. But they were in the running all year long for the 1 seed. We just came out on top by the end of things, but a matchup of 2 years past NFC powerhouses this week matters a lot. Sunday night primetime is officially underway here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Our X-Factor receiver, Deontay McCoon, returns it out across the 20-yard line, and we're going to see the offense first. We put up 20 points in the first half of week 1, and nothing after that. Can we put together a better performance here this week? Let's find out. We have a brand new playbook this week as well, rocking the Atlanta Falcons playbook. And we're going to go on a deep shot on the first play, and it's just out of reach for Denard McCullum. 2 straight empty looks to open the game. Wagner fires down the field. It's caught for a first down. 25 yards for David Jackson, his first catch of the season. That was against Tucker Andrews in coverage, by the way. That was a great throw, right on the money. Dallas is going to challenge the call, but that was clear as day. He got both feet in bounds on the sideline toe drag, and they're going to lose a timeout. The call does stand, so Dallas down to 2 timeouts. Not even 1 minute into this game. This one is incomplete for McCollum again. From the 47, it's going to be a keeper for Wagner. Why do we call this? Do we see who our quarterback is? Empty backfield on 3rd and long. Wagner floats it up down the sideline. He's got David Jackson. Touchdown, Rams! 56 yards to the house. What a throw. Welcome back, David Jackson, his first game of the season, and he's got already 2 big catches, 1 for the first score of the game. What a throw by Jesse Wagner as well, and Jackson breaks the tackle. This playbook might give us a lot more deep shots throughout the entire game. I think I'm here for it after that play, and they're going backwards. Thomas loses 4. Levy the tackle for loss. Empty look for Steven Tobias on 2nd and long. He's got good protection and a man wide open. 2 yards shy of the first down. And down below, former Rams quarterback Jake McAllister just put up 47 points on the Lions as that pass is a yard short. George Vance the tackle, and the Cowboys go 3 and out. The Rams start their second drive from the 23-yard line. Cowboys bring 5, and we've got our young tight end Jason Holcomb open for a 7-yard gain. Blackshear gets his first carry on 2nd and 3, and he's going to be tackled inches shy of the first down. What do we do on 3rd and shorts? Throw or pass? I hope it's a run. Just go right up the guts with Antonio Blackshear. We're going to throw it instead, and that's open. Joaquin Estes makes the grab. We're up to our 39. Hope we sprinkle in some more runs here, but so far it's a pass-heavy attack, and David Jackson is tearing apart this Dallas defense. Jesse Wagner, 120 yards passing on 5 completions, 3 of them to number 80. Just over half the quarter left to play. Cowboys bring pressure, but a quick throw by Wagner will give us 6 more yards. David Jackson already has 113 yards in the first quarter. Hope we can keep that up the rest of the way, because that would be a special performance. McCollum with the first down. We're just outside the red zone. Blackshear gets the carry, but I mean, there was no room to run there. Strong side run. Blackshear cuts it inside. 3rd and 4 coming up. Dallas trying to hold us to a field goal attempt. Wagner under pressure, and he throws it away, and he had Jackson open. But he was facing pressure. A 2-score lead for the Rams to open this scheme on the road. Dallas starts from their 20. Stapleton across the 25. End off. Thomas. Not much room to run. Myles Garrett the tackle. That brings up 3rd and 2. We got 5 on the line. They run or pass here with 2 yards to go. They're going to throw it. It's a quick one. Nearly picked by Raheem Finch. Trevor Offer the targets. And the Cowboys go 3 and out once again. I'm not going to get carried away with this early lead right now. We've seen this before. Just got to keep the pressure on this Cowboys defense, but we got to get this run game going, man. 8 to go on 2nd down. We hand it off. Greg Teal with a pretty poor block. The Blackshear gains 4. On third down, Wagner completes it. David Jackson once again moves the sticks. Back to the ground, and Blackshear had no chance, loss of 1. Are we going to have to go back to that Niners playbook just to run the ball well? I really hope not. But that play is going to end the first quarter. Rams up by 10, facing second and long. We start from the 31 here in the second quarter. Pitch out to Blackshear, and what a horrible block that was. We lose 2 more. Long way to go on third down. The Cowboys bring the house. Wagner leaves it short for Jackson, who is coming back to it. Imagine how good the offense could be if we could actually run the ball, man. I really hate that the playbooks matter so much to the run game because we ran it so well last year with the Niners playbook, then ever since we changed the playbook, we have been awful on the ground. And I don't think it's the offensive line because they're pretty much the same the last couple of seasons. They haven't really gotten much worse, ratings-wise, so it's got to be the playbook. Cowboys just shy of their own 40. We bring a blitz, so we get to the bias. He lost the ball. It's picked up by Finch, and he's gone. Touchdown, Rams. Momentum still pointing LA's way. And that's what pressure gets you. It's turnovers after turnovers. And this time, Tobias lost it. That's Lawrence Burns on the sack, our backup free safety. He's been here for like 7 seasons, and he jars it loose. Raheem Finch returns it for a scoop and score. This defense is trying to make a statement after that week 1 collapse. With still a lot of football left to be played, but they're off to a really good start. The rush defense is playing a whole lot better here in this one. From the 24, they hand it off. Thomas, as I say that, finds his best run of the day right after I gave props to this run defense. Offered slot close. Play fake for Tobias. Pressure coming. Hit as he threw. It's picked off by Forbes. Thrown right to him. And the Rams defense once again makes a big first half play. Both turnovers caused by pressure. And now it's a pick. I think that was Raheem Finch right into Tobias's face. And Forbes knows how to make those kinds of grabs. We have seen it time and time again. This guy does not drop interceptions. The offense takes over just inside the Dallas 40. The Cowboys bring up blitz, and Wagner sheds it and finds a first down with Denard McCullum. Everything going the Rams' way right now. From the 27, more play action, and it's caught inside the 15 by Holcomb. We are at least passing the ball extremely well to start this game. That is our third tight end on the grab, Chase Lilly, who we drafted, I think, 2 years ago with like a 5th or a 6th round pick. He's still on the roster, and now he makes his first grab of the season. 8 yards out. And Holcomb could have got a lot more out of that one. We need 4 yards for a first down. And we're not going to get it. Holcomb can't hang on with Chip McDuffie in coverage. We're going to fake the field goal, and we're going to score a touchdown. What a play call. Eddie Cunningham shows off the speed. I did not expect that at all. The Rams are here to stop their opponent here in week 2. It is a Sunday night beatdown. A little trickery from the Rams in the first half, up by 17. And now we lead by 4 scores, and they're still going backwards. Daniel Levy, another 4-yard tackle for loss. I still want to see if this team can keep this up in the second half, but this is an awesome performance already. Way better than our first half of week 1. Maybe our best first half of football in several seasons, man. This is an insane start to this game. For the Cowboys, oh, I thought they had that first down, but Levy jarred it loose. They're going to have to punt. This crowd is already booing here with 4 to go in the half. 62 yards between us and the end zone here with 3:45 left to go in the first half. Let's keep on piling on the points. That one's caught for a 3-yard gain by McCollum. Wagner delivers a strike. First down to Jason Holcomb. This Cowboys secondary right now is getting absolutely torched. McCoon just had a really bad drop. I don't think he's caught a pass in this game so far, but hasn't really needed to. The Cowboys bring a blitz, and McCollum hangs on in traffic with McDuffie right behind him. McCollum is a really underrated third receiver, man. He's been special for us since his second season. We got a first down now with 2 to play. Blackshear up the guts. Only 3 yards. Back in the red zone on second down. Wagner. Incomplete. McCoon just took a shot from Parham right there. We need 7 yards. Blackshear picks up the blitz. Wagner floats it out of bounds again. The second time he's done that. 1:45 to play here in the first half. No trickery from the Rams on that field goal attempt. And Tobias, that was a close call. He almost got that for a first down. These Cowboys fans have seen some blowouts here in this building before. This one's not different from that Packers game in the playoffs all those years ago. I saw that one. I am a Cowboys fan in real life after all, and that was just maybe the worst game I have ever watched that team play since I've been a fan. And they still can't run the ball. That is at least their third 3 and out here in the first half, and we're going to have time to tack on more before halftime. We're going to start our next drive from the 32. Wagner has a clean pocket, and he finds McCollum, and he gets into the third level of this defense. And we are up to the Dallas 31 immediately. This passing game looks unstoppable right now, but we saw the same thing in the first half of week 1. The second half could be a very different story. Who really knows? The Cowboys bring pressure, and it's picked off! No! Somebody make a tackle! McCoon's not going to catch up. And there's the first mistake. Is this going to start that domino effect? I really hope not. And we go to halftime, leading 27-7. No touches so far for Trevor Offord in his first game against LA since he left us. But that pick 6 might come back to bite us. A 20-point lead is not safe after last week's performance. Elsewhere around the NFL, the Giants moved to 2-0 thanks to a dominant victory over the Colts, who have been blown out in both weeks 1 and 2. They lose this one by 3 touchdowns to Tony Connor and the Giants. Then you got an NFC North matchup between the Packers and Vikings. And the Packers are 2-0. The Vikings fall to 0-2. Will Pollard with 4 touchdowns on his new team. The rest of the games that have unfolded here so far, the Niners are 2-0 with that big win against Tampa Bay. And Seattle is also 2-0 as they take down the Cardinals, who fall to 0-2 on the season. The Dallas offense starts the third quarter with the ball from their 25-yard line. They've been outgained by 200 and almost 40 yards so far in this game. But again, a 20-point lead is not safe with this Rams team. We have seen this time and time again. That was Trevor Offord's first grab of the game. for 7 yards. Now they're going to hand it off, and that's a great tackle by Carl Graham. 3rd and 2. Rams stack the defensive line. They go play fake, and Tobias has a man wide open. A burst of speed, and they are across the Rams' 40-yard line for, I believe, the first time in this game. From their 37, quick throw. That is caught by, I believe, Pierre James. That was just his second grab of the game so far. Tobias drops back and delivers it to Stapleton up to the Rams' 5-yard line. How many times have we seen this kind of a drive to open a half after a really good defensive first half? It is every game with this team, and the Cowboys are in the end zone to open the second half. We gave these guys life, and now they're right back in this game. I am already getting flashbacks to week 1. Can the offense avoid a 3-and-out here on the opening drive? We gain 1 yard. I can't believe that just half of these playbooks in this game, you just can't run the ball with, man. 9 runs for 16 yards. This defensive line is not very good for Dallas, and we can't do anything. We lose more yardage. Long way to go on 3rd down. Wagner's got time to throw, and he's got a man wide open. It's McCollum inside the Dallas 30. Dallas went to a zone defense and just completely forgot about McCollum. McDuffie was trailed behind him like 10 yards away. Now he's got over 130 through the air. David Jackson and McCollum having themselves quite a performance. Bakun still has no receptions, but Holcomb's got plenty, and he's got a first down. Way to fight for that. Red zone offense for the Rams now. Wagner's going to keep it. He's spun around for 5. Blackshear up the gut, trying to find a crease, but nothing is opening up. No gain? They have stopped us twice before on 3rd down. Wagner's got time to throw, and David Jackson is uncovered in the end zone. Thank God the offense has started this half hot, because if they were to punt the ball away, it would have been a whole new ball game. But they aren't letting up right now. We answer to our pick 6 to close the first half, and we're back in the end zone here. What a game so far. We're going to go for 2 to make it a 21-point game, and it's wide open for Deontay McCoon. 35-14, LA leads. The Dallas offense takes over with just over 4 to play in this 3rd quarter. Badsnight thought he had the tackle for a loss, but instead, the Cowboys go play action, and Trevor Offord has the first down. Just his second grab here in the game. Both have come here in this 3rd quarter. And Dallas is trying to get back in the end zone on their second straight possession. Thomas runs for 6. Empty look for Tobias, and he's got the first. More play action for Tobias. He's got time to throw, and that one's tipped away by George Vance. Intended for Trevor Offord. Back to the air. The Rams bring pressure, and Tobias never had a chance. Daniel Levy with the 8-yard loss. He's had at least 3 really big tackles for loss already in this game. 2 on the ground and now 1 on Tobias. Fantastic performance from our middle linebacker. And we're showing blitz on 3rd and 18. Please bring it. We're going to back off instead. And Tobias, incomplete off the hands of Pierre James. Jonathan Dotson, the pass breakup. We start from the 15-yard line on our next possession, and Wagner keeps it again, but now he's going to have his best run of his career, maybe. A gain of 17 yards. Let's try and get Blackshear more involved here, or not. Deontay McCoon with his first reception of the entire game. At least I think, right? Yep. 9 yards, 1 reception. Now let's get the running back involved here. And a pistol on 2nd down and 1, the final play of the 3rd quarter if we complete it. But it's incomplete for Holcomb. Let's trust the running back here. He'll get the carry and the first down. Both teams have not ran the ball very well whatsoever, but now it's time for us to try and drain some clock. But it might be difficult with this front 4 from Dallas. I guess they're just doing a great job on this defensive line. But to me, it feels like there's just a couple of plays on the ground that work a lot better than others. That was a poor block by Holcomb, and we are averaging less than 2 yards per carry, man. This is just... This cannot continue. We're going to have games where we're going to have to run the ball well. We can't always throw it well. We're gonna hand it off on 3rd and 12? What is that play call, man? There's a lot of time left, and now we're called for a hold. We're up by 21, but I just disagree with that play call completely. And they just hit our punter. That's going to be a flag, and we're going to keep possession. This Dallas defense just can't find any rhythm right now at all in this game. That pick 6 was like by far their best play. Nothing else has come close to it. Are we going to keep just handing off the ball? Yes, we are. Blackshear just has nowhere to run. Every spot that he tries to go to is filled up by a white shirt. And now we got 3rd down and 8 to go. And field goal range, we hand it off again. Blackshear. Gain of 5. The Douglas field goal will make it a 4-score game. 38-14. The next Dallas drive gets inside our 20-yard line and in the end zone for a touchdown to Pierre James. But I'm afraid time is running thin for the Cowboys. 5:05 left. Rams trying to put the stamp on things with this maybe potentially final possession of the game. On 3rd and 5, it's a first down to Deontay McCoon. Inside 2 minutes to play. Approaching field goal range, and McCollum gets enough for a first down. Hand it off a couple of times here to Antonio Blackshear to close this game. Trey Bone with the first down, and the game is over. The Rams take it 38-22. Just a dominant showing throughout this game. Had to have it after that week 1 collapse. We put up just below 450 yards of offense, and a Wagner, even with that pick 6, played extremely well in this game. Tobias, not so much. I thought he had a couple of nice throws, but had a couple off the mark. We got to start to run this ball better, though, man. 2.1 per carry is not going to fly at all the rest of the season. I'm not going to change our playbook again until we see a bad offensive game, but this cannot continue on the ground. But through the air, McCollum and David Jackson absolutely tore holes through that Cowboys defense. Both guys over 130 yards on 7 grabs each. The old Trevor offered to only 57 on 4 grabs. McCoon only had 3 for 25, but I thought he still got involved when he needed to. But McCollum and Jackson, both who were injured back in week 1, step up here in week 2 to get us the win. Big sacks by Levy and Burns, who forced that fumble. Raheem Finch had that return, and Forbes had the pick there in the first half off of Tobias. And Glenn Douglas has not missed a kick since his rookie season. Through 2 weeks, with 2 different playbooks, we are averaging 340 yards per game through the air, Wagner right now through 2 weeks leads the NFL in passing yards. You can see why. Only sacked 1 time so far, but this ground game has been absolutely horrible. We know what kind of player Blackshear is. So we got to get this guy more involved because, again, we're going to have really close games throughout the course of this season. And you got to run the ball well in those kinds of games. 2.4 per carry is not going to cut it. 80 yards on 34 carries is just absolutely terrible. But we're getting some good stuff from these receivers. Hopefully these guys can keep things up. I'm not expecting us to be this good of a passing team the entire year, but if we're not going to run the ball well, you might as well pass it well, right? We got 4 sacks through 2 games. 2 turnovers forced, both from this past game. And we are perfect on kicks. And we're going to have some really tough decisions to make this year and this offseason because we only have $3.5 million in cap room available. And we have to sign guys like Jonathan Dodson, Quincy Basnights, Zach McCoy, Doug Carter, all really key pieces, key starters on either side of the ball, including 2 of our best offensive linemen. This is going to be a really tough year in terms of who we bring back, who we ship away, because we can't really restructure too many more contracts this season because we are already in cap hell, and it's going to continue if we keep re-signing players like Badgley, who's 31 years old, and Dotson, who's 25. But Dotson's been a pretty big part of our defense. He's a superstar. Badgley has been one of the best NFL pass rushers of the last 5-10 seasons. So to lose any of these guys would be a big blow to either side of the football. This Wagner contract is just so huge, and it goes up by $22 million next season. Have we made a huge mistake signing him to this long of a deal? Because there's pretty much no way out of it right now. The penalty is $261 million, which we don't have. That pretty much means that this right here is a do or die season just like last year, because if we don't win it this year, then the odds of us getting back to that big game go way down if we lose guys like McCoy and Carter and Bannon and Dodson. These guys have been here for multiple years and have been a big part of this defense and the offense, and they're not guys that are going to be easily replaced. So we got to really put this team together and put a win streak here together and make our way to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl once again if we want any chance to get our 3rd ring in the series. That will do it for me here in this one, guys. Please like the video, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and leave your thoughts down below on how this team looked in Week 2 versus Week 1 and what you expect the rest of the way. I will see you guys in the 3rd episode of Year 12. Peace out. Have a great day.